Hello everybody, welcome to this video. Welcome to a new topic. Today we'll talk about the test automations, especially using the Selenium. So here is the outlines. So in these topics, you will learn what's the test automations and how to automate the test. Also, how to choose which test should be automated. And they will review some test automation tools. And finally, we will go through Selenium. We will learn how to use Selenium IDE and how to also add Selenium WebDrivers. So by the end, you should know what that is automation and how to write your first stage automation using Selenium. As you know, guys, as a developer and tester, maybe the main task that you have to do is test design, test automation, test execution, and final one is test evaluations. So maybe now we already know what's the test design and the different types of test design, which is how to select the test cases. So we spend a lot of time to review different techniques to generate or to select the test cases. That's what we say is test design, how to design the test cases. So test automations. In second task, test automations, the automation is the process of embedded test cases that you design in the first phase into test script. Okay, now you have the test cases. So how you will add these test cases into test script. So what's the test script here? The test script is the script that you will use it for test your application. And then another two step, which is test execution. Just test execution is run the test cases and evaluate the result. The comparison can be done also in the test execution. So now we will see the test automations. So the three step or the three tasks will be reviewed today. So test automations, test execution, and test evaluations. So here in the test automation, we will write the test script, and then we will run that test script. Also, we will evaluate that test script. The test automation is the process of embedding the test value into executable script. Okay, now you have the test script from the first step, which is design the test cases. I will change the bill. So from the first step or from the first task, we design the test cases, right? After that, now we will embed our test cases into script, and that script will be used for running that test cases. So this is the first definition. The second definition, software test automation, is make use of the special tools to control the execution of the test and compare the actual result against the expected results. So here is more details about this definition. So we will use special tools, whatever. So here today we'll use the Selenium, okay, to control the execution of the test and compare. Also Selenium will compare the actual result with the expected result, and then also will provide you a report about the result, which is evaluate also the test, either is fail or pass. So this is the two definitions, and both is the same. Just as we say, it's more details with the step. Okay, guys. Now the test script, that we have the test cases, and then we will use, or in the test automation, we will write our test script. We will write our test script, and that test script will be used for running that test cases, or we can see the test. So how to automate? Okay, I just said how to automate is just writing. The tester should write a test script to automate the test executions. And the test script, what the test script is the set of instructions to be performed on the target platform to validate the feature or the expected outcome. Okay, so what this one target platform? Target platform, guys, what is the target platform here? Now we're talking about test script. We say is a set of instructions. So is a code actually. It's a code.
The software which we are testing.
Okay, yes, the software under testing. Yes, this is the platform is the platform here is the software under testing. So your application, for example, any page in the website, any application that you created, your software. So we will write the test script, and that script will be performed on our target platform to validate the feature or expected outcome. Okay, the main point here is to write test script. One topic which last time we talked about it, which is the testability. Testability actually here is important in the automations. Testability, because we cannot test everything. We cannot test everything. Some we can say some part of the application is hard to be tested. Some because, for example, the usability, guys. Okay, you design your software and then you want to just see the color. You want to check the behavior of the user, not of or the reaction of the user. So that's some kind of things we cannot be tested, or cannot be automated. So that's why here we see that testability is here important in this topic. So we have few slides about it here. Just in general, we can say, okay, your system should be testability or able to be tested in terms of control and observe. So when you design your system, you should also give much attention for that one. So here, let's talk about this. So as you know, that's okay, the testability, this is, I just copied this one from the last, lecture number 5, I think. So the testability is the degree to which the software system or unit under testing, it supports its own testing. How much easy is testing your applications? There is many feature, if you remember, many features under the testability. This is the two important one, which is related to automation testing. The first one is the software controllability. Software controllability, it's how easy it's to provide the program with needed inputs. So as we see, sometimes if your application not needs exactly, here we can say your application needs some informations, the data. So how easy it is to provide your application is practical inputs and get the certain outputs. Okay, you have the input. So once you give or you provide your application the input, you will get some outputs. So this is if your application it's meet this requirement, that means it's controllable. It's controllable. So this is the first point. The second point also the observability. The observability is how easy it is to observe the behavior of the program. Actually is okay. These two actually is the same now here. This is, as we say, is the testability is essential to the test automation because test script need to control the execution. Control the execution by provide the input and get the output. And the second thing, it's also to observe, important because we need to observe the result of the test. Observe the behavior of the system from its output. Okay, we can say, okay, the output now, okay, once we click this button, so it's moved to another page or the next page. So means that now we can say, okay, you just move to another, means that, okay, it's passed. Click this, testing this button, it's passed, like this. So from the behavior of the program, of the software, we can say the application, it's pass or not pass. So here, another topics which is also related to the testability, but here, okay, now you have, for example, many modules in your applications. You have many modules in the applications, in your software, many bugs, many methods. So which method you can automate? Of course, not all the method can be automated. So we have some methods, only we can say we have some criteria to select what test should be automated, what module should be automated. So here, how to choose which test should be automated. So the first one is high volume and repeatability. Okay, now this is the one, it's why we do some automation. If you remember in the previous, maybe lecture number 8, before the physics lecture, we have a question in what kind of things the computer is better. We say that's in if something is repeatable. So if many data, for example, we have, so better to use computer to avoid the human errors. So the first one, let's continue. The first one is the value. Once we have a lot of that data need to be tested, so better to use test automations. So this is, if something like this, so you have, it is better to automate that test. For example, you have a lot of combinations and you want to test all these combinations, so better to use test automations. You have a big volume of data, so this one is better to be tested. So test automation is designed for running time-consuming test cases that need to be repeated. So this is the first one. So the second one, now when you have some, as we see now, we try to choose which things need to be automated. Okay, so the second one is determinate outcomes. As I told you, okay, if you want to test, for example, any modules, it's better to test, or if you want to automate, now test, you have to test everything. Automate some modules maybe can produce some data, some output. For example, okay, calculate something. So this is better to automate it because it's easy, and also it's avoid the human errors. Also, it's maybe more efficient. So if you have something, it's if the have any modules that can be determinate, can be have some outcomes, not like, for example, the other side, which is, for example, as we say, is just check either this color is nice or not nice. Means that's okay, this is something is related to the user reaction with the software, your software. So this is difficult to be automated. So the first one, the second type of things that, or modules that need to be, it's better to automate it, is determinate outcomes. So the test automations works best when the tests have determinate outcomes. We have also choose sometime also not only now execute the test cases, also the test automation also focus on test data and environments. So now here in the other side, which is before you go for test execution, there's some kind of automate also can be done, which is in the test, for example, test data generation, or the test, the input of the test, So the test data automation is generate accurate data. So you can use some application to generate some data. So here, what things also you need to be tested can be automated, also can automate the test data and environments. So test automation can be also be used for other tasks, as we say, not only the running or the executing the test script, but also in terms of test data automation For example, generating the test cases, also set upping the environments. If you, for example, you can test your application with many platforms, so you can also set up using the some other applications, not only executing the test cases. So here, list of popular test automation tools. Okay, maybe you can later check all of these. Just in quick, you can say, okay, there is, as previous class, we see there is some open source and some, if there is a commercial, like this is one of the most popular testing automations, which is QTP. QTP this is from HP, and then it's very useful and easy to use. Selenium, also it's the one we will see it today. Relational robots from IBM. So here I provide you all, and then you can use it if you want to use it. Okay, test automation step. So now you have, for example, you select the test tools. So what you have as a step in the test automation, what's the step you have to follow? First of all, you have to prepare the test environment and test script. No, before, yes, and test script. So prepare everything, for example, the test data, the import, the test script as well, because he only is run the test script. And then run the test script. After that, analyze the result.